We'll call to order tonight's Committee of the Whole for the April 21st, 2026 City Council meeting. The City Council should have the minutes from the Committee of the Whole of April the 7th. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes? If there's not, is there a move to approve?
So moved. Second.
Have a motion is second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the minutes are approved. Questions on tonight's agenda for the city manager? Does anyone from the council have a question for Ms. Crouch? Okay, Ms. Crouch, anything for us?
No, Mayor.
Okay. Is there a move to adjourn?
So moved.
We're adjourned. We'll start the regular meeting right at 6 o'clock. Please enjoy your company around you. We'll call to order tonight's Auburn City Council meeting for April the 21st, 2026. Welcome all of you that have joined us live in the council chambers, as well as they're listening through WANI and watching through our streaming services. Lindsay, with the roll call.
Adams,
Here.
Koblenz,
Here.
Dawson,
Here.
Griswold,
Here.
Mormon,
Here.
Parsons,
Here.
Taylor,
Here.
Witten,
Here.
Anders.
Here. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. There were no actions, decisions, discussions during the committee of the whole. And so I'll move into mayor's announcements. I'll ask the council and the audience please to be patient. A lot's been going on. Had an opportunity recently to be involved with the Lee County Special Olympics track and field, which I want to thank Auburn's athletic department and Auburn University for allowing these athletes and their families and their coaches to take over the track at Auburn University for the day. It was a beautiful day, and I appreciate it. It looked like everybody was having a great time. And then Cops on Top followed a couple days later at Kroger. I believe we raised almost $8,000, and I certainly appreciate our police officers climbing up on top of the building and being a part of a fun, good-natured effort to raise money to send these Special Olympic athletes to their bigger meets this summer. Since we've met, there was a significant announcement of a big soccer game coming to Auburn this coming summer. There was a lot of work that went into that, and there'll be a lot of work that goes into that once it's here. This is an unusual opportunity for our community to have such an event in Auburn during the middle of the summer when things are normally extremely quiet. I think it's a great opportunity for our businesses to have a nice jolt of injection of economy during a time when there's just really, besides Camp War Eagle, there's just not a lot happening. And so we're excited about having Argentina and Iceland. I have never been to a major soccer game before. I have no idea what to expect. But as of last Friday, there had already been over 60,000 tickets sold. There'll be a lot of effort that goes into that. There'll be a lot of effort by our city. There'll be a lot of effort by our public safety to make this happen. I want to thank every single one of them ahead of time as we approach this, and I expect it to go very well. Had a great opportunity to just play a small role as a number of our outstanding police officers were promoted to lieutenants recently. I want to thank our police department for allowing me to be a part of that. We're just so fortunate in this town to have people that put it on the line every day when they go to work, and that is their calling to protect us. And their families were all there, and their families were so proud of them. It was a very tender and special time, and I'm just grateful to have been there and played a small role, and I want to thank them all again. They know how much I believe we all appreciate them, but I want them to know how much, and we're proud of them for being excellent at their job. I was invited to the Holocaust Remembrance ceremony last week. I appreciate the Alabama Holocaust Education Center as well as the Beth Shalom congregation here locally. Special evening as they remember something that I certainly have no value and ability to appreciate, the horror of what happened to the Jewish people of the world, but it was a very poignant evening, and I appreciate the opportunity to be a part of that. I want to thank everybody that was part of Tiger Trail, including our Chamber of Commerce, including our athletic department. 4 athletes were inducted into the Tiger Trail. A couple of those athletes still live in Auburn today and are giving back to our community, and it was a really wonderful morning. And last week we had the ribbon cutting for the Bill and Carol Ham Amphitheater at the City of Auburn Lawn and Porch, and the first event is coming up, and this is just going to be a tremendous asset to our community, and really look forward to some special evenings at our amphitheater. I appreciate the City Council's investment in that amphitheater, and it's going to be an excellent resource and quality of life amenity for our community. There was also 5, when you think about what's going on in our community, and every time we cut a ribbon, it's easy to take it for granted because we do it so often in Auburn. So often. But just last week, just in the last 2 weeks, there's been a new storage
facility open. We have opened an amphitheater. We have opened a new realty company. We have opened a home repair company, and a group of women that get together and tell their stories all join the Chamber of Commerce. Three of those are businesses, and we're certainly grateful for those people who have made an investment in our community, and appreciate all of them and how they make Auburn a special place. In the coming weeks, there's an opportunity for a number of proclamations for causes that are very important. This is Child Abuse Awareness Month, and I'll be at Twin Cedars this week with Mayor Smith from Opelika, recognizing the horrors of child abuse and the awareness that needs to go on at the Twin Cedars facility, and we appreciate the advocacy that they conduct on behalf of our children and our families in this community. The medical professionals will also be recognizing medical lab professionals for their hard work and behind-the-scenes efforts to keep us all, to diagnose us all and to keep us all healthy, as well as the nurse apprenticeships. All of these individuals in these organizations will be receiving proclamations soon, as well as the Eagles program, as they recognize for the unusual way that they go about providing education for our young people with special needs that get to have an Auburn experience. And so all of those will be receiving proclamations really soon, and I appreciate their hard work. The Auburn Beautification Council, if you haven't seen, has replanted all the hanging baskets in downtown Auburn. That's 38 hanging baskets. I laugh every year because there's a number of people that are on top of those ladders that probably shouldn't be, but they get it done, and they're extremely safe, but they're beautiful. I appreciate what they add to downtown Auburn. Now they'll be desperately trying to keep them all watered all summer as we face the hotter weather. And this week they're also having the Wine and Cheese Party, which is their big fundraiser for their organization. This is a group of volunteers who just want Auburn to be the prettiest little town it can possibly be, and I just appreciate their enthusiasm and their efforts to make Auburn a special place. We'll be having the last visit with this year's Auburn High Student Council on Monday. This is a group of leaders from Auburn High School that have been meeting with me, and they've met with the staff one time, and I appreciate their investment in learning about the community that they've grown up in and they'll be graduating from, and look forward to spending one final opportunity with them. And very excited, this next week the RFID building groundbreaking will be conducted on campus. This is an unusual project that is it's really a transformational project in how it's been how it goes about being conducted, and we look forward to this continued partnership with Auburn University and the park at Auburn University, which used to be called the Research Park. This partnership is going to mean so much for our community. The RFID program has been working in the old Bruno's on Glen Avenue since its inception, and now it's going to have its own building here in the future, and we're very proud of that. And then the City Academy is coming by to visit the mayor's office this week, and appreciate Allison and all her fostering and nurturing of those individuals. Grateful for those individuals and the fact that they're giving up time to learn more about our city. And I've seen pictures on social media with our Public Safety Academy. And I want to applaud Director Matthews and all the public safety men and women for taking time from their important jobs to educate and inform those citizens who care about and find interesting what y'all do. So thank you for them and everything that they do. And City Fest is this Saturday, the 25th anniversary, right, of City Fest, this civic citywide celebration that was thought of in the early 2000s. And here we are 25 years. It's this Saturday, rain or shine. Rain or shine. So come out to Kiesel Park, have a great time, be some great food, great activities, a great theme this year, and we look forward to City Fest and appreciate all the volunteers and all the effort that goes into making that happen. Okay, I'm done now. Anyone else?
I have some announcements.
Please.
Well, 21 years ago, I was setting up for City Fest, and I was 6 months pregnant with my oldest, and there was a tornado warning. Not a watch, a warning, and we all had to hunker down in a garage, and that was quite the experience. So it's come a long way. It's good stuff. On April 13th, the community lost a really amazing man, the Reverend John Wells Warren, who many know was the pastor of St. Dunstan's, and his service will be this Saturday, also on the 25th at 10:30 at St. Dunstan's, and in his words, all are welcome. So I encourage you, if you aren't able to attend the service, to reach out in some way to tell his family, Lee, Jenny, and Margaret, they would love to hear stories about Wells. And then, Mayor, I don't know, in your litany of announcements, If you mentioned Storybook Farms, Derby Day is this May 2nd.
I did not, thank you.
And that's a great event that raises much needed dollars for those individuals who need grief counseling with the therapy of horses. And then I think that's all I have. So thank you.
Yep, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we'll move ahead with Auburn University Communications.
Good evening, City Council and Mayor Andrews.
Good evening.
My name is Andrew Faircloth. I'm a Director of City Relations on behalf of Auburn University. And as a hometown kid, I'm very grateful for the opportunity to come speak with y'all today and give y'all some updates about the wonderful things we have going across campus and regarding some big news with athletics. Starting off with our organizations, our International Student Organization, ISO, hosted a peace dinner with more than 1,500 students, faculty members, and families in attendance. They also held a World Fair. This new event represented 16 cultures with over 300 attendees in attendance. And Auburn University Dreammakers, in their first year of partnership with East Alabama Health's Pediatric and NICU, raised over $150,000 for that wonderful cause. Auburn University, its financial leadership program, won 3 international case competitions at William & Mary, Michigan Real Estate, and Pace University, taking down some top universities like Berkeley, SMU, Princeton, Harvard, and Oxford. And our Greek Life organizations, they've been really busy here lately. This past week, Panalytic hosted a self-choreographed dance competition in Neville Arena between their sorority chapters, selling thousands of tickets and T-shirts in support of Auburn Opelika Habitat for Humanity, with Alpha Chi Omega taking home the trophy. And overall, our Greek organizations are continuing to make a strong impact through both community engagement and philanthropy. Over this semester, I wanted to highlight some organizations who've really been putting in a lot of work here recently. Sigma Chi, Kappa Alpha Order, Alpha Gamma Delta, Kappa Delta, and Zeta Tau Alpha, in cumulative, have raised over $450,000 for various causes such as cancer research, hunger relief, disabled veterans, and child abuse preventions. Our Greek Life organizations have been working really hard to support our community. And some big news overall for athletics here recently. The Auburn Board of Trustees recently approved the 7-story expansion of the North End Zone project in a North Plaza, which will both elevate the student and fan experience, as it will provide excellent meeting spaces and event venues. Along with that, it will provide 3,000 premium seatings in the stadium. So great project overall. And our baseball team, y'all, has won their 3rd straight series this past weekend on the road, taking down the Florida Gators, and to move up to number 6 in the country. But that's all for me tonight, y'all. I just want to say on behalf of myself, my colleague Tempe Stokes, and Auburn SGA, we are very grateful to have such a strong partnership with the city, and I'm very excited to get to work with y'all this year.
Thank you. Thank you. We're glad to have you, and congratulations to all of our student organizations for raising, was it almost half a $500,000 of money that will go to services here in our community. And I have seen the efforts with Habitat, and what that event is meant to Habitat for Humanity, and we're certainly thankful for our students. Thank you for being a big part of so much that goes on positively here in Auburn. Okay, at this time is citizens' communications on items on tonight's agenda. If you'd like to address the council about an item on tonight's agenda, this would be your time to speak to the council. Unless you'd like to speak to us about items 10A, 1, 2, and 3, those have public hearings attached, and we'd ask that you wait until then to speak to the council. But about anything else, this would be your time to come forward and give us your name and address for the record.
Concerning 8C, Robert Wilkins, 261 Denson Drive, Auburn, Alabama. I realize the agenda concerns the sanitary sewer overflow report, and I appreciate the chance to speak on these interconnected water and sewer issues affecting so many of us right now. The City of Auburn built its first centralized wastewater treatment plant back in 1958. In 1985, constructed the current facility, including the H.C. Morgan Water Facility, originally designed for 5.4 million gallons per day, and the North Side facility. Over the decades, the system has seen major upgrades. H.C. Morgan permitted capacity has grown to 25 million gallons per day, more than 4 times its original size. The collection system now includes about 350 miles of sewer lines and serves over 22,000 customer accounts, operating under the contract with Veolia. Yet, despite this investments and expansion, sanitary sewer overflows, SSOs, continue to happen. Just in the last 43 days, we've seen multiple SSOs. On March the 9th, near 101 Carter Street, March the 18th in the wooded area beside 604 South Dean Road, April the 10th near 344 Bowden Drive, and another on April the 15th in the median of West Magnolia Avenue. In each case, crews responded quickly, removed blockage, and stopped the discharge. But even small overflows of untreated sewage into the creek's wooded areas or streets raises real concerns about the aging collection system capacity and long-term conditions, especially as rapid development continues to push growth faster than infrastructure can keep up with. At the same time, over the last 30 days, many residents, including myself, have noticed our drinking water smelling strongly like sewer or having an off, foul taste. The Water Board contributes this to seasonal algae or organic compounds in our surface water. Sounds like sources like Lake Ogletree. And they assured us the water meets all standards with no health risk. While I am trying to accept this explanation, the timing with these recent SSO is deeply concerning to citizens. We deserve full transparency on whether there is any connection or if any other factors in the system are contributing. The three-way balance of power in the city of Auburn has been quickly eroded. The strength of the city has always been in the power of its citizens. Yet we've taken the easy road. We have negated our responsibility by failing to reach the issues, failing to demand the financial data that citizens need and deserve, and failing to properly select our council and mayors with our great talent pool this wonderful city has always provided. The results has been an over-aggressive, non-elected city manager whose influence has grown unchecked. Let me be clear, if the imbalance continues, city problems, including sanitary sewer overflows, water quality complaints, and infrastructure failures, will only grow at a faster pace. I've spoken many times before about the need for citizen majority task force, better public records access, and balancing flashy developments and corporate incentives with the basics that protect our community. We cannot continue to react to overflows with quick cleanups while the underlying collection system struggles. We need a clear long-term plan, full public reporting, and an overall flow of volumes. What reaches our waterways, root causes beyond blockage and aggressive upgrades to an aging lines and capacity where growth has outpaced the infrastructure. The loveliest village on the plains was chartered in 1839 with a vision of community and care. Yet right now that vision is being drowned out by literally and figuratively stink rising from our streets, our creeks, and our kitchen faucets. We're paying premium rates for a system that keeps overflowing and a water supply that smells like raw sewage. Like an unelected city manager steers the ship and citizens are left holding their noses in their wallets. It's time to end this rotten deal. Restore the balance of power to the people who actually live here. Demand real transparency, real infrastructure investment, and real accountability before the stink of neglect becomes the permanent smell of Auburn.
Who'll be next?
You said 10A, 1, 2, and 3 would have a public hearing. Does that mean 10B, 1, 2, and 3 will not?
Right, it does.
Okay, so I have a very quick question.
Sure.
On item B3, the North Dean Road design. In that contract, is there a time of how long this will take to design that? I couldn't find that in the packet and just wondered if that's a
What number?
You're talking about
10B.
B2?
10B2,
2, okay. All right, I was looking at
the
3.
Dean Road design, and it's looking
I'd
forward
like
to
to suggest we provide that information during the agenda item.
Okay, all right, okay. Anyone
Did
else?
get name and address for the record.
Yeah.
We
Sorry.
know, but can you, Tom, please? Thank you.
Tom Haley, 1695 East University Drive.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. Who'll be next? Okay, we will, can we respond to the comments about
I would
the-
just like to recommend you close citizens' communications on items on the agenda before we
Okay.
do, if that is
All right,
your
we-
desire.
No one else would like to speak, we're going to close citizens' communications on items on tonight's agenda.
Happy to answer any questions the council has before we move on to the consent agenda.
I feel like some of the comments that were made about our water services need a response.
Absolutely. I also think you got two separate things, water and sewer. And one of the things I want to remind everybody of for all of the public to see, and likely where Mr. Wilkins received this information, any sanitary sewer overflow is on our website by fiscal year, absolutely listed. What's ironic is we had a lot more in fiscal 25. We've had 4 in fiscal 26. They're required by law to be reported. We take them seriously, and I'll have Eric Carson, our Water Resource Management Director, speak a little bit to that and a little bit to the taste and odor. From a layman's perspective, though, as the city manager, there's one thing that never gets mixed, and that's water and sewer. It's patently illegal, it's dangerous and reckless, and that would not happen, and if it did, it would be reported. So any other statement about that is preposterous and flat out offensive to the staff, who are professional staff that work very hard, and our water treatment plant operators are the hardest employees in the world to find for the city. And literally, it takes a lot, and they do a great job every day, and I appreciate the opportunity, Mayor. Eric?
Okay, starting with sewer overflows and our aging infrastructure, as you well know, every year we do an SSES evaluation, sanitary sewer evaluation study in multiple basins across the city. We prioritize those basins, look for aging infrastructure, and come up with rehabilitation projects that are on our CIP every year. Just this past year, we completed the rehab of the Tacoma outfall basins and the Mall outfall basins, and we're working on other ones right now. But every year we do that. The number of sewer overflows we have, they're typically it ranges between 10 to 15 a year. Some of those you can't help. We got roots in the systems, you get grease in the systems, you get blockages from construction debris that gets in there. You get storm pipe collapses on top of sewer mains. We have to report everything. It's not most of these are not capacity related. There's some other source that's causing most of them. As you know, we completed the models in the north side and south side basins. We're identifying those areas that do have capacity issues. And matter of fact, there's a moratorium on right now to address some of those in the more central parts of town, and we're addressing those as fast as we can. So.
Eric, the overflows that we do have, a city of our size, or a lot like city is that, you guys keep stats on, is that average, below average? I know there are a lot of different factors at play there, but.
And they're very difficult to track because, to be honest with you, a lot of cities don't report them. We report every incident we have, whether it's 10 gallons or 1,000 gallons. It's very hard. The statistics are very hard to follow.
I understand
being
that.
honest.
And I'll clarify that we report what we have if things happen on private property. We may not always know, but if we know, we do react.
That's
I think
correct.
Mr. Williams had something to add to this.
Correct. Thank you, City Manager. I just want to echo what Director Carson said and remind everybody that the great proportion of sanitary sewer overflows that we experience have nothing to do with the actual quality of our infrastructure and have everything to do with what people are putting down their drains. And I would encourage everybody still to practice the best management practices about what you do and don't flush down the toilet and put down your drains, because the predominance of our blockages occur from that, not from the quality of the pipes themselves.
Mr. Carson, the water side of things.
Okay, concerning the taste and odor issues, many of you who grew up here recall the taste and odor issues we had back in the 70s and 80s related with Lake Ogletree. We attacked that problem with a carbon contact basin, and we no longer have those issues from the water coming from the Estes plant. As you also know, we buy water from Opelika, who gets their water from Salgahatchee Lake and from Lake Harding. Historically, they never had algae bloom issues until about 10, 15 years ago. They started showing up in Salgahatchee, and just in the last 8 years, they started showing up at Lake Harding. I'm in constant communication with Opelika. They are addressing the issues. They're working on a carbon system for the Betts plant. It's a $30-40 million project. The reason it hasn't been enacted yet is there's some other regulations that have come out from EPA, and you got to make sure before you spend that kind of money that it treats everything that's coming down the pipe. They're in design right now, and we'll be starting a treatment system there in 2028. Should have it on board and operational by 2030 or 2031 is what I'm hearing. Also at Salkehatchie Lake, they're working on an oxygenation system in the lake and a coagulation system to try to settle out the nutrients, particularly phosphorus, which is contributing to algae blooms there, and they're actively working on that too. So help is on the way. Concerning the current status of the taste and odor issues, the primarily culprit here was twofold. One was the power company lowered the lake at Lake Harding to allow people to rehab their piers and seawalls and things such as that. But compounding that was the drought that we're currently under, severe drought. Just to put this in perspective, 2025 at the rain gauge at Lake Ogletree, we had a 21-inch deficit in rainfall in 2025. And so far this year, you can add another 10 inches on top of it. So in the last 16 months, we have a 31-inch deficit in rainfall. That has contributed to them not being able to release as much water from Lake Harding, which has compounded the algae issue. 2 weeks ago, they finally started allowing some flow through those gates, and you may have noticed that the taste and odor issues are starting to dissipate now, and the algae issue is starting to go away at Lake Harding. So there's a lot of science, and it's very complicated, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have, but that's it in a nutshell.
Eric, real quick, one other thing is, do the sanitary sewer overflows have anything to do with the water concerns you just described?
None at all.
And do we mix potable water with sewer
No.
overflows?
We do not.
Is that legal in any way, shape, or form?
Not at all.
Okay.
Anyone else?
I would just like to say thank you to our different departments. I live on the north side, and we get those lovely algae bloom smells and tastes, and it has improved over the last, I would say, probably 4 or 5 days. So it is improving, and if hopefully we can get some rain this weekend, that will help to further improve the situation. But I know it's an ongoing conversation, and since I've been on this council, a point of contention for me. So I appreciate all the work that's being done to address that. And then secondly, I think it's a mischaracterization of our city manager to state that she's an over-aggressive individual. I think that's not accurate in any form or fashion. And I think that the individual who spoke has been afforded quite a bit of attention at the times that they've requested. So I think that's a mischaracterization, and I do not think that that speaks to your character at all, Mrs. Crouch.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I have a question, please.
Please.
I know that we sometimes draw water from Opelika as well, and how does the drought situation affect our source of water?
With respect to pulling water from Opelika?
From Opelika or our wells, how does the drought affecting our ability to generate nice potable water?
Well, right now, Opelika, for the most part, has plenty of water. Lake Harding has plenty of water for treatment. Salkehatchie, last time I talked to them, they were just about a foot or two down. So they're in pretty good shape. A little bit of rain, I think, will help them get the full capacity. As far as our resources, Lake Ogletree is down. I think you may know that we're in a drought phase 1 status right now, and we're heading towards a phase 2. It seems like every storm that's heading our way dissipates or goes around us. And when you get from Auburn and further southeast, there's a lot of towns already under restrictions. Tallahassee, Tampa, all of them are under severe restrictions. We're looking to implement a phase 2 drought, taking it to the board this Thursday to try to be proactive. I know there's some rain in the forecast next week, but we can't count on that, and I don't want to wait. We're preserving the capacity at Lake Ogletree for future use and trying to draw as much water as we can from our wells and from Opelika and preserving that until we get the rain we need. So,
Council will be receiving the memo that the water board just got this afternoon. You'll get it in the morning. But there will be a recommendation, will likely, if the water board adopts the phase 2 drought implementation, it'll be effective May 1, which changes some irrigation for people at our request. It's major ratchet back at city facilities of our use. Fire department watches what they're doing, all of those things. It will also include a higher fee if you're a high user of water. And that will all be explained at the time if the water board adopts it.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, we'll move ahead with city manager's communications.
Mayor, I don't have any communications this evening. Are you ready for the consent agenda?
Please.
First item of business is a consent agenda. Does any council member wish to remove an item from the consent agenda and deal with that item individually?
Yes, I do. I would 8D.
All right, anyone else? Okay, we'll go with 8D.
Item 8D authorizes a development agreement with BC Stone Homes LLC for the Blackwood Grove development.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Ms. Wooden?
Yes, I just want to discuss that this development agreement is for 138 lot. It's one of the final phases, and phase that was previously approved a long, long time ago when they brought that forward, the preserve did. But this allows or states that the developer will pay a pro rata share of $1,000 per lot to go towards infrastructure.
Farmville and Donahue improvements, as many other developments in the area have
Okay.
paid into.
All right, and then the actual density, which we've already discussed in a previous agenda item, is much less than what could have been built.
That's correct. This is an originally part of the preserve development and was entitled, Justice, remind me how long ago, to a much higher density.
Yeah, that was around 20 years ago.
And so the developers opted to go with a lower density than they could build there. And some of that has been in connection with discussions with adjoining property owners.
Yes, and we did host a meeting with adjoining property owners and the developer to discuss many of those items. But I just wanted, for the sake of the record, that this developer will be paying into the infrastructure for that area.
Absolutely. That's the reason this is before you.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions? All right, we have motion and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries. Now I have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
I have a motion and second. Any further questions? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, and the consent agenda is approved. Resolutions.
It says we have no ordinances this evening. We'll roll right into resolutions. Item 10A1 is a conditional use request for commercial and entertainment use, a restaurant, an office use, and commercial support use, warehouse and contractor storage for property located at 2272 Bent Creek Road in the Industrial Zoning District. The project is known as the Bent Creek Office Development, and the Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of this request at its April 9th meeting. A public hearing is required.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and second. This time I'll open the public hearing. If you'd like to address the city council about the Bent Creek office, please come forward and give us your name and address for the record. And you have 5 minutes to speak to the council. No one, I'll close the public hearing. Any comments or questions from the council?
It's proximity to the airport, and the notes are in here, but it does meet the impact zone and the safety zone guidelines for the airport.
They've got to do a final verification of that.
Yeah, that's correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
There was a conditional use on this property before. Is there any substantial differences between that project and this proposed project?
Not really. So this is really just a mix of uses, and they are keeping the restaurant. I know that was kind of one of the main questions that the planning commission had, if that was going to stay. And I think the only thing was just kind of working through the construction fence, and that's kind of mentioned in the site plan as well. So.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Item 10A2 is a conditional use request for a performance residential development or residential use known as a multi-unit development, if I could speak, for property located at 547 Bryant Circle in the medium-density residential district zoning district. The project is known as the Boulevard Phase 9. The Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of this request at its April 9th meeting. A public hearing is required.
Move for approval.
Second?
I have motion and second. We'll open the public hearing. If you'd like to address the council, please come forward and give us your name and address for the record. You have 5 minutes to speak to the council.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Lee Tharp, Cadre Engineering for the applicant. Just wanted to let everybody know I was around if you had any specific questions about the development. I think we worked through a lot at Planning Commission, but again, anything you need, just let me know. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Thorpe.
Mr. Tharp,
Yep.
have you, is this new land that you've purchased, or is this what remains of the holdings of the?
Yes, sir. They are purchasing this property within Bryant Circle. I believe they've already purchased it, if my timelines are correct. Yes, sir. It was not a part of any kind of original land consolidation or anything like that. It's a recent purchase. I believe they're also under contract on a smaller piece on the south side of Bryant Circle as well that's not a part of this. It's significantly less than an acre, though.
Mr. Thorpe,
Yes, sir.
you guys anticipate that y'all make any I guess, contributions, or will need to make any contributions to infrastructure in this, with this development?
Yes, sir. That was one of the big discussion points at the Planning Commission. The intent would be to enter into a development agreement at some point in the very near future. We're having to work out some of the details on that. But there was a traffic study undertaking. We did an addendum on that about a month ago, I think. The particularly of interest was, I think, the intersection of Dean and Harper, and if I get my street names confused,
You got it
correct.
right.
y'all jump in. But ended up, after we went and relooked at it on Michael's direction, ended up looking like we need to address Summer Hill. There's Summer Hill at Harper, if I'm remembering correctly, and Glen.
Summer and Glen.
Summerhill and Glen, excuse me. So that was, and that's kind of a conglomeration of all these different phases of the boulevard. They've made some improvements in the past with a development agreement at Harper and Ross. And so they're going to mitigate some of that again with this phase of the development.
All right.
There's also some water infrastructure that we're going to be required to replace coming from Summerhill to Bryant Circle. I think they've got a little bit of a capacity issue that we're going to resolve with the development.
And all of that will be encapsulated in a development agreement that will come back to this council.
That's correct. They will not be able to get through development team review and final approvals to begin this project. You also saw another note, Councilman Mormon had asked me about it yesterday, just about the vacation of Bryant Circle and some other things. There needs to be ongoing, so it's the conditional use approval piece, but there's a ways to go. This developer, though, has been working for some time in this area, is very familiar with our processes, and we have signed development agreements before, but on the traffic piece, some things aren't quite done. And you have an agenda item later that's dealing with aspects of things that we need to do on Dean Road, and starts at Dean Road in Harper and goes all the way up for an intersection improvement project. So we'll be looking at some of that, and you'll see this memorialized in a development agreement later on.
That's right. Like she mentioned, we'll have to come back for some of the vacation of the Bryant Circle right away and things like that. So we did that on Phase 8. I want to say they did that on Phase 5 or 6 as well. So they're pretty familiar with the process. So you'll see it again.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Thorpe.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Is
Thank
this
you.
the property over by the railroad track?
No, ma'am, this one's off of Harper Avenue. Harper and Summerhill in that area. I mean, there is the part of this project, if that's what you're asking, I may have misunderstood you, Ms.
Previous
Taylor,
phase.
that abuts the railroad track by the Pool Chemical Supply place right at Old Stage Road.
Okay.
But this is a little bit further in from that.
This is phase 9?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
So, some have been larger than others. I think we did 6 units on one phase previously, and then this one's.
Well, this is a blend of 6 and 9 actually, but we're just calling it phase 9.
That's
So,
right, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
The
we're
reason
gonna make
that
it nice and
The reason
complicated
there's
for
so
you.
many phases here is you guys never set out to have like 20 phases.
No, sir.
You purchase more land, a few houses come available,
That's right.
and that creates an additional phase. Do I have that correct?
That's a good way to put it. I mean, in previous roles with the city, I'd worked with these developers long ago, in other hats that I had worn. And yeah, they started out acquiring some property with an idea, and they've been able to acquire additional property along the way.
Yeah, a lot of that has to do with, title and things like that and redeveloping, portions of smaller lots in town and things
They've
like
also
that.
did a project on North Gay Street as well. That's very similar in nature.
That's correct.
So
So how many units would be in this phase?
38.
38?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a total of,
That's the total for this phase. That's right.
well, how many altogether? How many
I've got that in my notes. Justice, you may be able to get to that quicker than I can.
It's 606 beds, and then they're kind of pushing towards 700 beds, and by the time they get to the end of it,
how many total units though do you recall versus beds?
I want to say it's just over 100.
A lot.
It is.
All right, Ms. Tharp, thank you.
Thank you all.
Yep. Any comments or questions?
You've got the public hearing still open, Mayor.
Yes, excuse me. Yep. Anyone else like to speak at the public hearing? Thank you. We'll close the
I think
public hearing.
Justice has an answer for you on the total unit count.
Yeah.
189.
Any other questions? All right, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Item 10A3 is a request for conditional use approval of an industrial use automotive manufacturing for property located at 2250 Riley Street in the Industrial Zoning District. The project is known as INFAC North America. The Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of this request at its April 9th meeting.
Move for approval. Second. Have a motion and a second. This time we'll open the public hearing. If you'd like to address the council, please come forward and give us your name and address for the record. You have 5 minutes to speak to the council. Seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing. Any comments or questions? Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Item 10B1 authorizes a contract with East Alabama Healthcare Authority for the renewal of the fiscal year 2026 ambulance service agreement in the amount of $632,194.
Move for approval.
Second.
All right, have a motion second. Any comments, questions?
Just standard stuff for the public out there. How long will the contract be for? Is this an annual cost, and what does it cover?
I have our Public Safety Services Executive Director, Will Matthews, respond. Will?
Yes, sir, this is an annual contract. This is for fiscal year '26, so we're a little behind the ball, but we've been paying at last year's rates to keep our normal quarterly payments up. We went through some contract negotiations, and that's why it's late coming through, but it will be renewed at the end of this fiscal year.
And this is vehicles, this is service personnel, this is all-
operations and capital, so about a little less than $18,000 of it is capital, and the rest of it is operations.
And this is multiple jurisdictions sign
That's
this?
correct. So this is an equal shared contract between the three government entities, City of Auburn, City of Opelika, and Lee County, and we all contribute the same amount of money. There is a statement in here that says that at the end of the fiscal year, if the hospital's EMS, 911 EMS service sees more than a 1% increase in their assets, that they'll return the difference to the three entities in equal shares.
I'm a fan.
And it also affords a credit to Auburn Fire Department for when we have to transport individuals.
That's correct. That was part of the negotiations.
It's rare, but if it's necessary, it was a big deal for us to get in the contract this year. Opelika's had a long practice of it. And again, they're also not in the transport business, but when things get really busy once in a great while, it has to happen.
Any other questions? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Item 10B2 authorizes a contract with Three Notch Group Incorporated for task order engineering 02-2026 for engineering design services for the North Dean Road and Opelika Road intersection improvements project in the amount of $612,370. The project includes improvements to North Dean Road from Harper Avenue to Aspen Heights Lane.
Move for approval?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Anyone on the council have any questions? I know Mr. Haley had a question about this in particular, so could we?
I'll have our city
Answer that
engineer,
question
Michael
first.
Griffin, respond to the contract timeframe.
Yes, sir. With that amount in that contract timeframe, we're going to target for 6 to 9 months and try to target finishing the design before the turn of the year. That's about usually the best pricing that you can get for bidding a project too. And part of that, one of the wild cards in that project is CSX. We have to deal with them at the particular crossing. So we are anticipating having to install a new arm on the northbound side. So we get an extra lane there, we're going to have to widen that arm length. So that time frame has been accounted for in this proposal. We're going to get started on them as soon as possible so we don't get held up. But that's our target and that's our goal.
What's our time frame and target for the total project?
For cost or time frame?
To build it.
Oh, to build it in
Yes, to
total?
build it.
So we have our fiscal year 2027 and 2026. If the sooner that we get to there for the construction time, you're looking at a year-long project. So at the turn of the year, that could be under construction for about a year. So if we can narrow that scope down or narrow the items on the project that'll make it complicated, yeah, it can make it go faster. But we're about to dig into it.
Michael, you're hoping that in calendar 2027, this gets started?
Yes, ma'am.
Early in calendar 2027, we'll get off the fiscal year. That's why he's saying bid at the end of calendar 26, and it's about a 1-year project. As you know, it's a heavily traveled corridor and is going to be enormously difficult for the contractor to build. So that's our best hope, but there's also got to be some grace given to the fact that we've got to keep it open for the most part.
It will be enormously difficult. It will be disruptive, but it's also very much needed. We go through some growing pains there, and I think we'll be much better off once this is completed.
You're also talking about some turn lanes at Annaloo. You're talking about more than just that intersection. You're also talking about some streetscape things along the Opelika Road piece. I mean, there's a lot more in here. It's a big design contract, and as Michael indicated, the CSX is a wild card. You have to go through permitting. That's part of the reason we have Three Notch engaged, just because it's a lengthy process. There's a contingency in here that you notice about $75,000 or so. That's in part because of that, and it is still possible that we get outside of this contract in terms of need to spend for permitting with CSX, because also when you work in their right of way, it's very expensive. They have to usually have somebody out there that you pay hourly while you construct, and it's quite an endeavor, but this is important and a much needed thing, and it's just part of, we built that into the capital stack as best we can from what we know.
Okay. Any other questions?
Mr. Mayor,
Please.
since we just learned a whole bunch more, just want to see if there's an opportunity. Does anybody else have any questions? Because I know we kind of hurried Mr. Haley off the podium there. Does he have anything more you'd like to ask?
I do not, thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Okay.
Any other questions from the dais? Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Item 10B3 authorizes a 6-year contract with Axon Enterprise Incorporated for the purchase of Skydio drone first responder services and equipment for the police department. The contract will cost $89,782.90 for year one and $180,543.66 per year thereafter for a 6-year total of $992,501.20. We do have a presentation for you if you would like to see that after this item is on the table.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion is second. Any comments, questions? Like to see the video?
Absolutely. Mr.
Presentation,
Matthews
excuse me.
has a presentation
Yeah,
he can make for
apologize.
you,
Missed me.
just to explain a little more what this is and why we're investing in this technology. I'll remind you, we talked about it a little bit during the budgeting process, and it's something we're a touch early on for 26, but we're expecting to spend in 27.
Mayor, Council, thank you for the time to discuss this interesting and exciting project for your review and consideration. public safety, as one of our tenants, constantly looks at technology improvements to help with efficiency and effectiveness in service. And the police department's aggressive in that endeavor. We started looking at drone as a first responder about 2 years ago when it was new and just coming into service in a lot of the larger agencies. And since that time, it has developed in its abilities, and it's a lot more prevalent across the country. And so I have a presentation here that I'd like to share with you, and then myself and Chief Harris are available for questions as needed. So drone as a first responder, it's a semi-autonomous deployment of a drone. So what we're anticipating is having these pods set up in various places around the city to provide us with the most effective and efficient response to certain areas of the city where we can fly the drone autonomously. The pilot controls it remotely, so they can control it from a patrol vehicle, they can be in a control center, an EOC, Emergency Operations Center, they could be in our dispatch center, and basically assign the drone to the call, and it flies by itself to that location, providing the operator with video the entire time. It often makes it to the scene prior to, or before a police car or fire unit can get on scene. And we consider it a force multiplier because we've seen the ability to send a drone, especially like on a game day, if we have a blue light pole activation, and it may take an officer 6-7 minutes to get to that blue light phone or pole on campus. We can fly a drone there within 60 seconds and see that there's nothing around the pole. It's just someone who's walked by and hit the button. And so they'll fly the area for a few minutes, and it saves an officer's response. So we do see it as a force multiplier in the community, and that will continue to grow if we are able to deploy it as planned. There's a lot of advantages to having a camera in the sky. One of them is its thermal video technology. So not only will police be able to take advantage of this, but also when we have a structure fire or a woods fire, we'll be able to fly it above that and look for hot spots on roof lines, spread of a forest fire or a brush fire, and that, so that'll help the fire service as well. And we build it in pods, and so there's actually going to be 2 pods in each location, so that if we launch one, it flies, it hovers at the scene. When it's needing to come home because of battery use, we can launch the other one and they just swap out. The other one goes back and charges up. I have a couple of videos that I'll share with you. They're produced by the company Skydio, and then I also have some local video that we brought to you from when we did a test and evaluation of this product here in Auburn. Can you start it, Greg? So this picture is of one of the pods. So that's the actual container that has the drone enclosed in it.
Are there 2 in that pod?
There's one, so there would be 2 of those at
pods.
each location.
And that's what we're getting for our dollars. We get 4 total.
Correct.
Okay.
Greg, I think you can click on the picture and not run the video. Is that not working?
Where would the pods be located?
So currently, we're planning on 2 of them being here at this building, and then the other 2 being at Water Resource Management on West Sanford.
Ground mounted or roof mounted?
So the one here would be roof mounted, and the one there would potentially be ground mounted with security fencing around it, of course. No good? Okay, we'll skip
Why don't you
over that.
escape out and see if it'll
Sure.
play then?
So
Hold on just a second, Will. I'd like for you to see both corporate demonstration and our local, if it will go.
Director Matthews, we don't have anything like this now.
So we currently have drone technology. We have independent drones that can be launched by a pilot, but nothing quite like this that's semi-autonomous. So we have drone pilots within patrol and within our investigation section, and they can actually take their aircraft out and fly them. And we've seen a lot of success in using that technology. This takes it a step further. And again, you know, there's a operator sitting in a workspace, let's say the dispatch center, and a call goes out, and I'll be able to demonstrate this when we show the video of the Auburn demonstration, where there's a call that's within that operational area. They hit a button, say, go to this call. It launches from whichever the closest pod is and flies there, and then it can feed that video back to the responding officers or to the operator that's in the communication center, and then they'll give that information over the radio. Just depends on the circumstance of the call.
It will, we're good if
Okay.
when you're ready.
Sure, go ahead, Greg.
Greg fixed it so he didn't turn red.
Skydio dock for X10. Station docked X10s where critical work happens. Get airborne in 20 seconds. Operate remotely from anywhere in the world and get the data you need to act. For public safety agencies, Skydio DFR Command is the ultimate software suite for drone operations. Respond to incidents with a single click, share live video with ReadyLink, and use augmented reality overlays for precise visual orientation. Manage your fleet, upload evidence, and build community trust. It's all at your command.
To be able to pre-position drones on top of, let's say, police stations, and those drones being able to remotely deploy and operate beyond visual line of sight for drone operations is the game changer.
We want drones and docks all over the city of Oklahoma that can respond to a call, can respond to an officer, and give them eyes in the sky before they even arrive on scene. Seeing what the dock for X10 can do up here, I think we're one step closer to making that a reality.
You can say, hey, I'm done. You can hit return home with a little icon there. That's awesome.
With Skydio, we've had an incredible opportunity for us to see the new docks in action and be able to work hand in hand with the engineers to understand why we do things certain ways so they can better understand our problems and how to solve them.
The Skydio X10 dock is definitely the future for drones from our perspective. Skydio was able to deliver on that technology.
We have two of them here being launched remotely, and it's working. You know, there's over 40-mile-per-hour winds, it's over 100 degrees, and it's been able to work in situations where we never dreamed we'd be able to use a drone.
So this is a coverage map of our proposed locations. So 2 docks at the Public Safety Building, 2 docks at Water Resource Management. And the area, if you're looking at the map to the right of the map that has the grid over it, that's a control space by the airport. So air traffic control for that area would be, our flight ability would be limited there. We'd have to call and get special permission if we needed to fly in that area. So it's kind of outlined by Opelika Road, Dean Road, and then Morris Mill Road. So that would be an exclusionary area. But again, if we call ahead of time, let air traffic control know that we need that space, then we can get it. But we would not be able to fly autonomously there.
But Will, this makes campus extremely accessible.
Correct. And so basically northwest and south, we'd be able to fly that area easily.
Does the university operate any of its own drones?
They do have drones, but not for public safety. They use them.
Campus security doesn't
have
it, okay.
Did you mean to play the video or skip past it? Yeah, we have to go back there.
Any available units, Signal 95, reference a LPR.
So we do have a drone operator down here. Do you want to see him?
One of the biggest challenges law enforcement faces is always the unknown.
I think you find that tree.
We never know what we're walking into before we get there.
The drone provides us with a level of safety that we're not walking into a situation blindly. We have eyes.
Can you get eyes in on that window?
That's him. It's got like a shower run. I just sent it to your email, a live link.
Knowing that there's now a tool that can get to my phone and see live is crucial.
We've all heard the expression that a picture's worth 1,000 words, but it's even better with real-time video of what's actually happening at the scene.
When I got here, they were already out of the truck, and they said that the driver bailed on foot out here.
We typically have just a couple deputies out there. So to set up a good perimeter is very hard.
Directly above it.
To the right of that tree.
To the right of this tree?
Yeah, let's see, as you went black.
We don't lose people because we have a drone up in the sky to keep track of them.
Without the drone or air support, we wouldn't have found him.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
Residential burglary in progress near 4th and Main. Suspect possibly armed.
DFR 1 launching now. ETA is 1 minute.
Copy on the road. 437.
DFR 1 is arriving on scene. I have a visual on the suspect. The suspect just dropped an object that could be a weapon.
I believe it changes everything. It definitely makes our responses safer. Having something that can be on scene before we are, it's a game changer.
So that's one of the things that we've heard from other agencies that we've talked to that are actually using this technology, is that it is a game changer. Just about every one that we've talked to has said that. So these are some of the agencies in our area in the southeast that have deployed the system and the number of docks that they have. So several that are here in Alabama and others that are university cities in the southeast. So you can see that it's a growing technology. So we had the opportunity to do a test and demonstration of this product for a week. Skydio came here, put a pod on the roof of this building, and we gave our drone operators the opportunity to learn how it works, how to fly it, and actually get some real-time footage and experience with it. So as we go through this, you'll see the drone launch from the roof of this building and go to several different calls. The first call is a medical call at the post office. The drone operator actually launched just to get some stick time on the drone to fly it a little bit. About halfway through flying it, this call came in, and then they redirected the drone to the post office. So you'll see it make a sharp left-hand turn in just a second. And of course, the drone beat all of the first responders there and the pilot was able to relay the information about where the patient was and what kind of condition they were seeing to the responders, to the fire department as they were responding.
And it's flying itself at this time?
Well, in this case, there's actually a pilot that was flying it because they had launched it manually to just get the experience of flying it. The second one is leaving the scene of an accident on Opelika Road where that car was involved in an accident. You can see the front bumpers kind of flared out. There's another shot from the side where you can see the airbags have been deployed, but we were able to get over the car and get close enough to get the tag number off of it. This is a call of a suspicious person on West Magnolia that's checking door handles, trying to get into stuff. The drone was able to locate them, get video of them actually checking the doors, and lead the officers to contact. The light that you see that just came on is a spotlight that's on the drone so that they were able to flood the area with light, creating better officer safety. And so this is what we're looking at. There's 4 drones. They're called Series X10 drones. They have parachute kits. That's part of the FAA requirement. If you're going to fly it over any occupied area that's outside of your line of sight, you have to have a parachute kit on it. 4 docking stations for those drones. There will be a equipment refresh included in the contract. So halfway through the contract, if Axon, Skydio has come up with a bigger, better product, they will renew our product. They'll come take our old and give us new, or if we have worn out parts, they'll replace them.
What's the cost on that, Will, for them to do that?
It's included in the contract. Yep. We get the software, the control software, mobile streaming service. We'll come back to, again, phones, of course the operator, but we can push it out to phones and tablets out in the field. We get the implementation and training included, maintenance and repair, and the cellular service that connects it back. And again, Chief Harris is here to assist with answering questions if you have any.
So I noticed that when they was when the guy was sick and drone came over, that was on the outside. So those, like if it had to happen inside, would the drone be able to see the condition of the person from the inside, if there was inside a house or a building or anything?
So it would just be dependent upon what you could see through a window or through a front glass on a business. These drones are not where we can fly inside a residence or inside a building.
Okay. Yeah,
So
okay.
it'd just be what was visible from outside.
Okay, so that means if somebody, by the time you get a call and somebody already, just say they breaking in the houses, the guy that was breaking in, if he had to be inside, eventually he gonna come out, so the drone would've called him.
That's right.
Okay,
Does it have thermal capabilities for inside so that you could see a heat
You can't
signature?
see through walls
Okay.
or roofs or
Okay.
anything like that. It does have what's called a Teradyne FLIR
Mhm.
thermal sensor on it. Very much what you would see on a helicopter or an aircraft for a much larger agency.
Okay.
It's just gonna identify heat signatures outside the
Outside.
residence.
Okay.
And that's most useful when we have people hiding in the wood line, in between cars and that kind of thing, in the dark. One of the other things that I failed to mention that's, an important piece of this is the transparency window is what they call it. And so that's a part of the program where after the fact, you can go in, anyone can go in, the public can go into a website that we'll have published on our webpage, and it shows the date, the time, and the flight path. It doesn't talk about whose address we went to, anything about specifics of the call, but just, if the public's curious about, hey, I saw this drone flying by, I wonder, where they were going, they'd actually be able to see the flight path of the drone after the fact.
And it integrates in with what we currently have with Axon in terms of evidence.com. The video that comes from these drones goes into our system, evidence.com. The other thing that's really important from the officer safety standpoint, with our Axon body-worn cameras, these Skydio drones have the ability, if the officer pushes what we call the watch me button, if they're having a problem, they notify their supervisor, they hit the watch me button, it would autonomously launch the drone, fly it right to the GPS coordinates of where that officer is. So supervisors, command staff can get eyes on what's happening as well, both through the body camera, but also from an overwatch standpoint. Those prior military understand how important that is. You can see what may be behind the officer may not see it. So certainly important from the officer's safety standpoint as well.
What kind of range do these have? How far can they go and how long can they stay up in the air before having to recycle back for charging?
So average flight time for most quadcopter drones, what we're seeing with our other quadcopters that we have as well, is right around 30 minutes. Generally, depends on the speed in which they get to the scene. It may burn through battery a little bit quicker. It's generally between 25 and 30 minutes. I can't remember the exact max range for the X10, but it's going to be within a few miles. Not quite what we see with the other larger Dragonfish drone that we currently have in inventory. But still, it will give a pretty significant range. If Greg, maybe if you can go back to that map that we had earlier of the projected coverage area, you can see just from those two locations with two docks at each location, it gives us pretty significant range. The only area that's not shown is that grid pattern over the airport, that it's 0 altitude for any drones.
Chief Harris, you have the ability, though, to deploy, because you'll have two drones in each location. If one's not busy doing something else or charging, if the battery is going down, it'll return to base. It can also land on scene if there's an officer there that needs to pick it up while they deploy the other one. So they've got those choices to them. There's many capabilities with that.
We do, and as Director Matthews mentioned, that exclusionary zone, just so the council and the citizens listening understand, we have a very good working relationship with the airport. If we say, hey, we've got a public safety emergency, we reach out direct for the airport and tell them what we need. They generally clear the airspace, let us fly. But max altitude for these is 200, what they call 200 feet AGL or above ground level. As long as we're flying in that 200 AGL, we're generally good in those areas as well. Like I said, with prior notification of the airport.
How do we plan to use our existing drones or manual?
So we still use those a good bit. And as the director was talking, we've enjoyed some recent successes. We've identified and located some suspects in felony crime that were hiding from officers. We've located a child in search and rescue. We use the Dragonfish drone, which has a much longer loiter time of almost 2 hours in the air. We use that on every game day, every major event that we have downtown. We intend to keep using those. The biggest benefit to drone as a first responder is it's not requiring a pilot to stop, unpack this drone, and get it airborne, and then take them off of what they're originally doing. This is giving us what we call intelligence-led policing. It's giving the officer that's responding, the supervisors and the command staff, that intelligence of what's happening on scene before they even get there. That's the big game changer with this technology. It's just going to supplement what we currently have with our aviation program.
The other significant difference is that this does not require a sworn police officer to operate it. So we can have our non-sworn civilian employees trained to do this. So, communications operator, telecommunicators could be trained to do it as a supplemental duty. It wouldn't take them off of the console where they're answering phones at 911, but we could put another person from that staff in the room doing it. So it's more of a technician position than it is a police officer position.
What's the I'm in curiosity mode now. So what is the distinction there? I didn't realize that the existing drones we had to be officer-flown drones. So what's different about these?
It's just the way that we deploy them. So they don't have to be officer flown either. They just have to be piloted by a certified pilot. But those drones are assigned to our sworn officers in the field.
I got you.
They keep them in their vehicles.
That makes sense.
Because they're responding, so they need them with them. But again, it's the time to set it up and get it airborne.
Will you speak to the use of these as a tool, but not as a mechanism? Because it will be probably discussed, this is not to spy on our citizens.
No, ma'am. This is not for surveillance.
Because that's going to be discussed, so.
It will. As Director Matthews mentioned, the transparency portal that Skydio has, we plan to make that public facing, where you'll be able to see the mission, where the aircraft flew. You won't necessarily be able to see what the call was, but these aircraft are launched based on the call type. Let's say it's a matter of how we program it with our computer-aided dispatch. If we say we want it launching to robbery calls, a vehicle burglary call, we'll be able to set what those parameters are. Now, it's not to say that the officer can't ask or a supervisor can't ask to launch that drone, but we will not be using these drones to run surveillance operations. They're just not designed for that.
Okay, thank you.
And in the video that we showed, you could clearly see when it's responding to a location, it's not really looking down and zoomed in on anything in particular. It's just flying to that location. Once it gets to the location of the call, that's when the operator would actually start manipulating the camera to see what can be seen and feeding that information back to the field units.
And that's really how these drones fly autonomously anyways. The camera is facing up, and as it's flying, each time it's mapping out the airspace. If you look at these, one of the major metropolitan areas that uses this quite heavily is New York. And it's amazing to me to watch, NYPD and see these drones flying around all the skyscrapers in the city. So, that camera's always up because it's always mapping what that airspace looks like, because there may be a new building, there may be a new crane with construction going on. So it's not looking down as it's flying over the city until it gets to the target of the call, and then it's taken control by a pilot or a remote pilot, I should say.
Any other questions? Just again, on the curiosities part.
Yeah, that's
when
fine.
it returns to base, say it's low on battery power, and that it looked like there was a little clamshell or hanger that it goes into. Does it land back inside that, and then it gets enclosed again?
It does.
And charges itself without human intervention?
It's conducted charging. It lands on the charging base. That whole pod is climate controlled.
Chief, is it fair to say that that's just as important for the safety of your men and women that are making the calls as it is to, provide, information for solving cases. I mean, it's,
100%. As you could see from the videos, the officers holding the phone and watching what's going on. We fully anticipate the officers having the ability to watch from their laptop in their car as they're responding and see what's happening on scene before they even get there. To see an individual that may have a gun or something like that, or hopefully see that the call is already de-escalated, nobody's fighting, whatever it may be, that's a huge game changer for us, because we can, at that point, slow people down a little bit and get, to the scene safer too. So.
All right.
thank you both. Thank you for the presentation. Any further questions or comments from the council? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Mayor, those are all the items of business we have for you this evening.
Okay, this time we'll open Citizens Open Forum. If you'd like to address the city council about anything, this will be your time to come forward. You have 3 minutes to speak to the council. We'd ask that you share your name and address for the record.
Tom Haley, 1695 East University Drive. Very briefly, Sunday morning I drove in from what I call the Sugar Jordan Bridge, Highway 14 interchange, and that I haven't been down that way in a while, but I just want to compliment you on what the streetscape, the lights, the sidewalks, the paving. If you haven't driven that, that is hats off to the approach of a corridor into Auburn. I think that ought to be a model, and I just want to congratulate you. I lived out there 50 years ago, and I just guess I hadn't been in years, but I don't know how long it's been in, but you should be complimented on how that looks.
Thank you.
Thank
you. We're awful proud of it, too. Who'll be next?
I'm Harriet Huggins. I live at 631 South Dean Road, and I'm wearing my Auburn Public Library t-shirt. This is Library Week across the country, and I just want you all to know what a wonderful library we have in Auburn, and a wonderful staff. And we went to a library board meeting this morning, and the summer program is going to be out of sight. So thank you all.
Good, thank you, Harry.
And I'm Deborah Beal. I live at 802 Tullahoma Drive, and I'm wearing this year's library t-shirt. There's now a sweatshirt you can get as well, which I just got. Today is also National Library Workers Day. So if you know any library workers, there's one in the building. Be sure and congratulate them and thank them for their work. And as you said, the library workers here are going to be working their tails off this summer, doing programs for adults, kids, and all sorts of wonderful things, as well as getting ready to occupy the new library. Also, I want to thank Parks and Rec and all of the city employees that are going to work so hard this weekend. It's not just Parks and Rec. I don't even know what all departments are going to be out there to make City Fest into the wonderful thing that it is, and it gets more wonderful every year. I also want to mention that at 6 p.m. on Saturday, after City Fest, the Lee County NAACP will be having their annual fundraising gala to raise funds it's called the Freedom Fund, and it's for scholarship monies. And this year's theme is the importance of the church in the civil rights movement. Thank you.
Thank you. Who'll be next?
Just got my library card 2 weeks ago. Robert Wilkins, 261 Denson Drive, Auburn, Alabama. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Corporate welfare. This past January, the German company Kindenwolf announced a $34 million factory in Auburn, promising roughly 70 new jobs at about $52,700 a year. Yet the state of Alabama and the city of Auburn are giving them direct cash rebates from our taxes, up to 3% of every worker pays for the 10 years, plus major tax breaks, free training, and other handouts. I challenge the city to provide a full, transparent breakdown of the exact how many millions of taxpayer dollars are being handed out. Every penny comes from our pockets. From the available numbers, each of these 70 jobs will cost taxpayers roughly $16,000 over the 10 years. That's real money from workers' families subsidizing a foreign corporation. This is corporate welfare. Plain and simple. You're using regular Auburn taxpayer dollars to help big companies reduce labor costs while boosting their profits. We still don't have a clear data on how many of these jobs go to local Auburn residents versus workers brought in from elsewhere. Announcement brags about new jobs in partnership, but never shows the real numbers. Meanwhile, Auburn's technology parks already employ 5,000 people across dozens of corporations, small businesses, and the true backbone of our economy is the small business that creates most of the jobs. Here, and yet they get only scraps, small loans or a tiny grant, nothing like the sweetheart deals given to the big corporations with deep pockets. In the last 5 years, population grew 9.5%, but the city revenue exploded 45%. That is all this. What is all this extraordinary extra money funding besides massive corporate giveaways, government expansions, and grand projects? If you're handing out corporate welfare to the big players, then you must give real meaningful support to small businesses too, not token gestures. This is fair. We're picking winners and losers with taxpayers' money, propping up corporations that already have every advantage while sidelining the local shops and entrepreneurs who live here and keep money circulating right in Auburn. Auburn can and must do the better. It's time to sharply cut back on the corporate welfare and thread all business equalities with practical support, especially for the small ones that are the real heart of our community. When you stop playing favorites and quit forcing taxpayers to subsidize corporate profits, then Auburn can build a stronger, fair economy for everyone.
Who'll be next? Okay. We'll close citizens' open forum. Anybody on the council have anything they'd like to say? Yes, ma'am, Ms. Taylor?
Okay. I do. During the announcements, I forgot about this until the library crew came up a few minutes ago. But we had the opportunity, the temporary board members for the new culture center had the opportunity to go to Notasulga and look at a Rosenwald building school that's located in Notasulga. And so I just want to thank those board members and the library staff for being there. And I think it was very informational, and I think we learned a lot. There was a lot of originals in the school. So if you haven't ever been to a Rosenwald school, the one in Auburn is sort of going to be a replica of that Rosenwald school. So we got a chance to look at some of the furnitures, some of the antiques and stuff that they had in the school, and a lot of this stuff was original. And we also had the opportunity to listen at some people who actually went to school there. So you would think that the Rosenwald school was it's an old thing, but hey, it was some young, old folks that was there, and they was able to give us a presentation, and it was interesting. I don't think we was intending to be there that long, but it was just so inspiring, and we learned a lot, and so I just want to thank the staff, the library staff, for being there, and also our temporary board members. And I'm bad with names, so I'm just gonna call them a temporary board members right now. But Mayor Anderson can give you the names of the people on that board. I know everybody, but I know I'm gonna forget somebody. So I just want to say just thank you. And it was an adventure. It really was. And I told my job I was going to be gone about 15 minutes because I live about I work about 15 minutes away from it. And when I got there, I did not realize, and I think everybody in the room basically said the same thing. I pass it every day and did not realize that was a Rosenwald school. And it was just, I'm asking people for directions. I got my GPS out and all of this, and I didn't realize it was just a straight shot on 14 to Tuskegee every day. And I thought it was part of that church that was sitting on top of the hill. So if you ever, well, you have to make an appointment, so I can't say you can always stop by there, but you have to make an appointment to go. But there are some people in that area that actually live there and went to that school. So thank you again for having that set up,
Good.
Mayor.
Yes, ma'am. All right, Mr. Griswold.
Yeah, just a comment. When I first sat on this council about 7 years ago, I was critical of the commercial and industrial incentive programs as well. And I found that the reason I was critical of them was that simply I was ignorant about how the programs worked. There's not a nickel of taxpayer money that goes into those programs. An abatement program is just that. It's money that they don't pay. It's not money that comes out of our general fund or elsewhere. So the fact that I was ignorant, I learned. I just hope other ignorant folks can also learn.
Thank you, Mr. Griswold. Anyone else? All right, so move to adjourn?
So move.
We adjourn.